Hello and welcome to Devotion to Writing, a channel devoted to helping you cultivate a daily writing practice and to realize you are creative abundance. There is another reality, Saul Bellow writes, the genuine one, which we lose sight of. This other reality is always sending us hints, which without art we cannot receive. We are absorbed by the limits of our culture, our society, the times in which we live. We are absorbed into our families, our family stories, our family histories. We're absorbed into our friends and our groups of friends and what they feel is possible, what they tell us is possible and is correct and is true. And we're also absorbed by our ego and the constructions of our egoic self and the stories we tell ourselves about what is acceptable, about what life is. But as Saul Bellow says, there is a reality beyond the concrete matter. And to be truly alive is to commune with these hints and with this thing that is apart, but which we are a part of, a part of the physical and a part of the sensational in life, but is this mystery that we get glimpses of. And art is kind of what we do with those hints. And we make beauty out of those hints. We are moved by these hints at what is the other reality, and we make that through us. We give it some meaning into the physical. Writing or art is one way that we commune, that we communicate. It is a way we discover and recover this kind of breathing, pulsing, immanent energy that constitutes, along with the physical, our existence. To write is to discover. To write is to take an adventure daily into the unknown territory of ourselves and what we are unfolding, and come back with this. Venture, take hold of this, or find this clue or this hint of what is unfolding, of what we are unfolding, and come back. And perhaps we have a few treasures from this other side, from this going in, from this looking within. And that is one of the things I love about the devotional practice of writing, is that sitting with myself for a certain amount of time and really exploring, delving into, digging in, sifting through. There's so many different words to describe the process, and you could describe it for yourself, but that taking that time where we leave the rest of the world behind, we leave our responsibilities for a certain amount of time, we leave our threats and our worries and our occupations, and we are with ourselves, with our thoughts, with our emotions, with the images that are, always exploding within us, and these sensations that are always asking us for some definition, and be devoted to this kind of practice of just sitting for a certain amount of time a day and putting these, whatever form they take, putting these stories, images, poems, songs, again, melodies, whatever they are, whatever form, histories, etc., onto the page, giving them a form. And this kind of devotion, to be devoted and absorbed in our work, to pray through it, to come closer to that kind of revelation we are seeking, this mystery, this indefinable thing which remains always just beyond us, and to name it is a life of art. That striving, that questing, that continuously naming and renaming, defining and redefining is a life of art. It's a life of writing, and I think it is a life well spent. It is a life that rewards us with its own gifts. It expands us, it broadens us. We just think, I mean, you're going in and getting gifts from yourself. What an amazing process this is. I've been really, really interested in the writings of Marina Popova lately, and so if you've been watching some of these other videos, you'll hear me quote her frequently. And here's one more. She writes, "Because there can never be a great achievement without great despair, because demanding everything and more of yourself is always wormed with doubt that you might not have it to give, the pendulum keeps swinging between determination and despair, determination and despair." That's kind of part of the practice too, and that's part of where our devotion, our devoted practice can really help us in this swinging pendulum of determination and despair, regardless of whether we feel determined to sit and write or we feel in despair about sitting and writing. We keep showing up. We show up when we're determined, and we show up when we feel despair, and we just work through that. These are just sensations. They're also filled with a lot of stories that we bring. Again, going back to what I was saying earlier, we have our cultural stories, our societal stories, our personal, our familial, and our friends' stories. All of these things always playing. And so we keep swinging, and we keep coming back, whether we feel determined or in despair, and we keep working. Simone de Beauvoir writes, "Life is so beautiful as long as I am creating it. So painful when it is given that it must be endured. Live, act, be wholeheartedly." I love that quote. Live, act, be wholeheartedly. And we can do this, we can practice this, living, acting, and being wholeheartedly on the page. We can live on a page, we can act on the page, we can be wholehearted, honest, loving on the page. And that is a wonderful practice that we can take into the rest of our life. So write to seek, write to discover. Let writing be a tool in your search, and the page be the vessel onto which you pour your discoveries of your genuine reality, and where you name the hints, which Saul Bellow says we are always receiving. That is the art, to translate these hints into something, into form, into a poem, into a story, into just questions. It is a really wonderful, beautiful practice, and truly worth devoting a portion, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour a day, whatever time you have. And so, to help you today, here's a little prompt. There is at the end of the hallway what? You write us down, you write yourself down the hallway. What is at the end of the hallway for you? I'd love to hear what you write. You could send me a message or put it in the comments. But thank you for watching. I hope that this video and the others that I've made are useful. I hope that they help you cultivate your writing practice, your devotion. I hope you write deeply today. I know if you write, you'll write beautifully, because beautiful is what you are. Blessings.